Hello everybody, it's your boy Proftrof. We're back again with another critical drinker video. Marvel Phase 4, who cares? I have no idea what Marvel Phase 4 is, so let's go.
The other day,
Let's
I was
see.
floating face down in my local duck pond when two thoughts occurred to me. One, it's been a long time since I've seen a new
And the second one, why can I breathe underwater?
Marvel movie, and two, I'm totally fine with
That's
that.
actually
But it
true.
did get me wondering what kind of generic,
Okay,
predictable,
okay. Can I ask I have a quick question for everyone watching this video. Do y'all actually not enjoy the Marvel movies? Cause like I gotta be honest with you, some of the Marvel movies they don't blow my mind away, but it's like I find most of them enjoyable. Like Doctor Strange was a cool movie.
formulaic products of mass consumption are due to roll off the MCU
The
assembly
I
line
love
in
the
the near
Spider-Man
future.
movies.
So I guess it was time to take to the internet in search of answers about Marvel Phase 4. And boy, was I not overwhelmed. First up is the much delayed Black Widow, a movie
Black
that might
Widow.
have been awesome if it had come out 4 or 5 years ago when Black Widow was riding high after the success of Winter Soldier
True.
and, still alive. As it
No.
stands, it just feels like a bizarre and unnecessary mid-quel about a dead character that nobody really cares about now.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, Scarlett Johansson is still awesome, and she could probably make grocery shopping look entertaining, but I can't help but feel that all the wind's been taken out of this movie's sails. I also have the sneaking suspicion that this film was bumped from its original pre-Endgame slot to make way for a certain overpowered Mary Sue character that Marvel
so?
laughably thought was going to be the new face of the MCU. But we'll talk more about that one later. Next we've got Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Okay. I saw the trailer of this. I don't have any idea who this character is. It looks fun though. It looks like a Jackie Chan movie. Looks like it's gonna have some action, a decent amount of comedy. It's gonna be a fun movie to watch. I don't think it's gonna be anything amazing, but it looks like it's gonna be fun.
A generic kung fu movie
Yeah.
that looks like the unholy love child of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon and Crazy Rich Asians, which
What's wrong
basically
about that?
continues Disney's increasingly disastrous attempts to court those sweet, sweet Chinese dollars.
Mayface appeal.
The trailer didn't really do anything for me,
China.
and with no big names to speak of, I don't see it doing much when it actually comes out. Speaking of forgettable movies that no one cares about, The Eternals is apparently still a thing.
Okay. I saw the trailer for this one as well. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea what's this about. I gotta be honest with you. I have no idea. It might be fun though. Yeah. They have Jon Snow and the other dude that died. Fuck, what was his name? The Stark dude. The first son.
That's
Forgot the
film
name.
which is happening. Honestly, there's been so little advertising or even talk about it online that I'd genuinely forgotten this film even existed. I mean, who
Rob
wouldn't
Stark.
be excited about a movie centered on a group of characters that no one's ever heard of, starring a
Oh, so-
ragtag collection of has-beens
So it's not just me. Okay.
and never will be's, and directed
bro.
by a woman with a grand total of one movie to her name. Wow, can't wait to sail the high seas for this one. The Marvel Spider-Man movies are basically exemplify the best and worst tendencies of the MCU for me. They're solid, smartly written, and well cast, with the usual fast-paced action and
Yes,
light-hearted
I
humour
love
that
them.
Marvel basically
They're
distilled
good.
down into a science about 10 years ago. But they also feel kind of lightweight, lacking in tension and consequence,
What?
and really fail to tap into the conflict between Peter Parker and his crime-fighting alter ego.
What?
And after multiple reboots and restarts
Wait, what? But at the end they show him and what?
over the past couple of
Okay,
decades.
I don't agree
know,
with
man.
this.
I feel like I'm pretty Spider-Man'd out these days.
No.
Doctor Strange was a movie that didn't quite do it for me back in the day.
It was
maybe
good.
I was in the wrong kind of mindset at the time, and maybe those 6 beers I had beforehand didn't help. But I always had the suspicion that the film relied on its strong cast of actors and mind-bending
Effects.
visuals to hide the fact that the plot wasn't particularly strong or interesting. It also featured one of the most forgettable villains since that bald guy from AntMan, which is a fucking crime considering you had Maz Mikkelsen to work with. The point is,
True
I'm not
shit.
exactly thrilled
True
at the
shit.
prospect of a sequel. Maybe I'm wrong on this one, and I'll be pleasantly surprised when the Multiverse of Madness comes around, but I can't shake the feeling that it'll be just another very expensive special effects demo. Taika Waititi gets a lot of credit for reinvigorating the floundering Thor
Oh,
series,
Thor.
injecting some much needed levity
Okay.
into a character.
I heard that they're doing what they did in the comics, and they're gonna whip out a female Thor or whatever somehow. I haven't read any of those comics because yeah, they didn't really hit it with me, but
That was kind of stodgy and boring. And on the surface, Thor Ragnarok seemed like great fun.
It was good?
At least until you started to look a bit deeper
I
and realised that he
didn't.
basically spends the whole movie playing second fiddle to strong female character and strong female antagonist and getting his ass kicked by both. It also started the unwelcome trend of using him as the butt of everyone else's jokes.
True.
I mean, it's great that his movies don't take themselves so seriously now, but there's a pretty fine line between levity and mockery, and I think Taika doesn't really know where that line sits. I also have the sneaking suspicion that he doesn't have a whole lot of respect for the character or his mythology. The fact that Thor Love and Thunder is going to have strong female character as the new ruler of Asgard, and Jane Foster taking Thor's hammer away from him, kind of suggests
y'all see the difference? Look at this. Look at. Okay, can we talk about this? Okay, man, when they go for super hero movies, they gotta bulk up and become gods, right? Look at her. Look at her. One chick had bigger biceps than my whole body combined. Probably my whole country's future. This chick, the biceps do not exist in her biology. What?
Him kind of suggests that he's
Come
really
on,
just
bro.
there to prop up his more diverse replacements. And well, that just kind of sucks
Give me some of that horse testosterone to those women. Come on, make them one man. One man.
for a character that's been through so much over the years. Black
Quality,
Panther
baby.
was, in my opinion, one of the most overrated movies of the years.
Y'all see
Black
that?
Panther
Oh,
was,
no, he didn't.
in my
I thought he
opinion,
did.
one of the
He
most
didn't. I
overrated
still haven't watched
movies
this
in
one.
the entire MCU. A film
Still
that
haven't
pretty
seen
much
this.
everyone was too afraid to criticise, so it ended up getting so much wild, over-the-top praise that it actually became kind of laughable after a while. Like everyone was in some kind of competition to see who could lavish the most obscene accolades at its feet. Anyway, a sequel was as inevitable as me needing a second liver transplant, but the tragic death of Chadwick Boseman left Marvel with the difficult choice of either recasting the character of T'Challa or having someone else take up the mantle of Black Panther. Neither option was preferable, but in the end they chose the second one, with the rumour being that Shuri would become the new protagonist. Fucking great, the most annoying and insufferable character in the first movie, now expected to hold up an entire franchise by herself.
Okay,
I'm sure
bro.
you did your best.
Yeah, good luck with that one, guys. You're gonna need it, trust me. Captain Marvel was one of the most
They're
hilarious
making
and
another one?
ridiculous movies
See,
in the entire MCU.
I won't see
a
this
2-hour
one.
feminist power fantasy for the blue-haired land whales of the world to feel
Damn.
vindicated as they go home to their empty, cat-infested apartments, featuring a character with all the charisma of a toll booth operator, played by an actress with all the charm and likability of my underwear after a chicken vindaloo. Marvel basically had to play every trick in the book to prop this film up, changing the functionality of online review sites to block negative opinions, and conveniently releasing it right in the middle of the two biggest movies in the MCU's history, instead of releasing Black Widow, which is what they really should have done. Captain Marvel was once slated to be the new Iron Man, the face of the MCU that everyone would associate with the brand.
I wonder what they're gonna do with Iron Man, because he did, right? I wonder if they're... Oh, interesting.
Then they realised that nobody fucking
just gonna
liked
forget
her,
about
which
him?
was why she
I
barely
doubt that.
appeared in Endgame, and her sequel isn't due to slink out into cinemas until 2022. Honestly, I can't wait for this one, because I just know that they
gonna shit on
absolutely
it so
won't learn a
hard.
single lesson from the storm of controversy and backlash that erupted around the first
He's
film.
gonna shit on it
And
so
without
hard.
his big brothers, or the MCU's red-hot momentum to protect it this time around, I think it will be very interesting to see how well The Marvels manages to stand on its own 2 feet. Ant-Man's never exactly been a heavy hitter.
It's a
in the
funny...
MCU.
Hey, all the AntMan movies are funny. Come on.
I mean, his first movie was a fun but ultimately undemanding heist flick that you could enjoy at the time and then comfortably forget 5 minutes after leaving the theatre. Then, for some reason, the sequel decided to make him a background character in his own fucking movie, delivering a dull and predictable story that killed what little momentum he actually had. So you'll excuse me if I'm not exactly thrilled at the prospect of a third outing for The Wasp, featuring a possible guest appearance by Ant-Man. And of course, there's the long-awaited Guardians of the Galaxy 3,
Oh!
a movie that got pushed back
Oh, I forgot about Guardians of the Galaxy so much.
after James Gunn got
This was
himself
very
into a
stupid.
spot
That
of
was a
bother on
dumbass shit.
Twitter. But it's funny how easy it is to bounce back from stuff like that, provided you say the right things. Anyway, I'm
Okay.
sure this one will be perfectly fine.
I
the
hope
first
so.
Guardians was an unexpected hit,
Yes.
proving that the right filmmaker can take even obscure third-tier characters and craft an interesting story around them. The second movie was flawed, but mostly still fun.
was still good.
And provided Gunn doesn't drop the ball on this one, I'd imagine that Guardians 3 will end Phase 4 on a much-needed high note. Which is just as well, because the more I think about it, the more I realise that there really isn't a whole lot to get excited about in the next phase of the MCU. With most of the big players either dead or departed after Endgame, it really feels like they're scraping the bottom of the barrel for new characters to build the franchise around. And what they have left isn't exactly inspiring. I mean, really, is anyone out there excited to see the Eternals? Or Shang-Chi? Or a third AntMan movie? I've said before
I am
that
up for
Marvel used up
Shang-Chi.
their best storylines and characters with the end of the Infinity Saga, and that realistically, there's no way they'll be able to build up something as epic as that again. And having seen what they've laid out for the next several years, there's really nothing to make me change that opinion. You may also have noticed a conspicuous focus on diversity in the Phase 4 lineup, which I guess was to be expected. I mean, don't get me wrong, it seems like a good idea on the surface. It certainly makes sense to have characters from different backgrounds and cultures to add a bit of variety to the series. The problem, as always, lies in the execution. Shows like WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier leaned far too heavily on identity politics, aggressively trying to lecture their audience about the evils of modern culture, rather than presenting a fun story with interesting ideas and allowing them to form their own opinions. And if that represents the tone and style of the MCU going forward, then all I can say is, I hope you like
Yikes.
losing money, Marvel. The fact
Damn.
that their movie releases have been stalled for more than a year due to the unspecified virus of unknown origin has really hurt the momentum. Streaming services have exploded over the past year for obvious reasons, and a lot of movies are now getting simultaneous releases, which
Yeah.
is a nice idea in theory. But the problem is that once a film's able to be downloaded, you can bet your arse it's going to be on the high seas within a matter of hours. All of these different elements, the uninspiring lineup, the looming
The high
prospect of
seas.
divisive political lectures, the struggling movie market, the stalled momentum, and the general lack of any central narrative to drive things forward, all combine together to paint a pretty bleak picture for the MCU. Don't get me wrong, I'm sure they'll still have the occasional hit, and I don't see the franchise going away anytime soon, but it really does feel like they hit their creative and financial peak in 2019,
Well.
and they're unlikely to recapture those glory days ever again. But hey, it was fun while it lasted, I guess. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.
He did the thing. Okay, so I wonder what they're gonna do though, cause they killed like he's right about something. I don't see it as in a darker way as he does. I feel like there's gonna be a decent amount of those movies that are gonna be, good or good enough. There's probably gonna be a couple of trash ones, Captain Marvel. Yeah, but at the same time, hey, they can still do what they do in the comics every couple of years, and just rewrite everything and start from the scratch. I wonder, because I'm pretty sure they're gonna do that at some point, right? Because they can only they've killed a decent amount of characters off. They're probably gonna kill more characters off to keep going. So at some point they're gonna be like, okay, what the fuck do we do now? And the easiest thing to do now is uno reverse card. Let's start from the beginning. I don't know. I feel like they're gonna do that at some point. Comics do that all the time, so why not with this shit? Anyway, let me know what y'all think. I'm kind of excited for most of these movies. Which movies are you excited from? Tell me in the comments. I would really appreciate that. And I'll catch y'all next time. Anyway, if you want to see more critical drink reactions by your boy, playlist is up here. Go check him out. He's awesome. Quick thank you to the YouTube members and Patreons. Thank you all for the support. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and have a nice day, everybody. Bye-bye.